The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
Big questions right now, is crypto dead or SPACs totally dead? No, I think it's when they're totally not cool, which means we're getting darn close to letting them just rip out of the gate. I think we're going to have the biggest rips ever seen. I'm excited. Are you? Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you for anyone who has served or anyone who knows anyone who's lost anyone. SEAH, online gaming company Super Group, is betting its global reach can lead to U.S. success in the latest SPAC deal. What's up with this one? So this is like Donkey Kong, DKNG, Genius Sports, all them, but it's more of a macro one. They're gonna probably get the market cap of the others or close or even half to them. If so, guess what? We get to multiply it. Fantastic. You think you should be in this one? This guy's basically poking at all the other folks out there, competitors. He said they're fighting about, like, I'm trying to get Florida. I'm trying to get this one little county in Florida, New Jersey, please, Minnesota. He's like, we're going to get those too. But we're focused on a big old picture. The world is not just the East Coast, okay? They've got, like, South America, the UK, I think some Aussie stuff. I like it. They're like, dude, we're just going to take money where we can. He's also talking about, this is not a brick and mortar play whatsoever, which means money, right? It's totally solid. There's more and more leniency coming to betting. Do it. We have no brick and mortar businesses. It's online only, he said. This brand is available across the world. Every country is effectively a market for us. The difference with us is we are open to more countries than our competitors. They just are. Africa and stuff. Betway US bonus coming. What to expect when the site goes live. So again, they're still going to be hitting United States here. They've got a whole app coming out for betting in the United States and like different ways they're going to allow it, like leveraging, create your own sign-ins profiles. So I'm guessing they're going to do like, the sports betting stuff and maybe some fantasy league stuff. I don't know. It's going to be massive. Hey, BMRG, remember that ticker? One of my first videos, EOS is the business. It's like battery storage, but they're using zinc pulled from the earth. So it's better than lithium ion by far because it's in an outside big storage thing, right? If you had to roll zinc or steel, it ain't going to really work very well in a vehicle because it's heavy. But if you just need some storage at your site for your venue, for your farm, your aero farm. So that had its own little roller coaster, right? It had some SPACs up, SPACs dead, SPAC cool. Here's the deal. So this de-SPAC, so it's not a SPAC anymore. Now it's its official new ticker, which is EOSE on the NASDAQ. When all SPACs are sitting like at the floor around $10, even though this one technically doesn't have a floor, it basically hit it around $10.60. And then guess what happened? It 2x'd in the past 2 weeks. I was like, what in the world happened to this thing as a catalyst to make it do that? Not much that we didn't already know. In fact, what happened was a press release was, let's call it the catalyst for it. The other big one is it was de-SPAC'd, so it's not a SPAC anymore. I've been saying that for a couple of weeks, that a lot of these SPACs, when people are starting to dip into them again, the de-SPACs, the ones that finally aren't SPACs, kind of start getting cool. Then SPACs lead through that, right? So this is another case showing us that SPACs are still totally rad. It's just doing the roller coaster dance, all right? It's doing the worm a little bit. Anyways, it was a great press release that came out on this date, but I went back to their investor presentation, and it was all the stuff they were already talking about. They're like, we're going to land some more deals, which they did. A little bit more income, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking at all that we didn't already know. So I thought, all right, group, let's pick some heads here and see if we can find another EOS we can get around $10, because if this one can do 20 de-SPAC, in fact, this one already did 30 as a SPAC, maybe we can multiply, right? Well, someone pointed out our group, Acon. Acon, you ever been locked up before? Anyone ever been locked up? I don't know, Acon 2, the ticker on this one. This one is called ESS. So it's just like EOS. They have the big battery storage, but instead of zinc, they're using iron, big old heavy stuff, And then electrolytes, so like salts and proton pumps, and it gets really chemically cool and interesting. 125 patents this company already has. We've already got this LOI. I didn't even know about this one, so we missed this one somewhere. But it's basically another EOS that is totally the whole ESG green thing. 67% lower CO2 emissions than lithium ion. Global warm recyclability, contains non-toxic materials, requires no special permits. Raw ingredient of iron, salt, and water. Those are all really abundant too, right? It's not like cobalt or hard metal to get, even copper. Here's a nice graph here. They're going against basically all the other ways to store energy. They're going up against zinc, which is EOS, and they're saying they're better than EOS because they have unlimited cycling. You can just keep up and down, zero capacity fade, kind of like the Dyson, it doesn't lose suction, and environmentally sustainable. They're saying that they're a lot cleaner and more greener, ESG than them, even the zinc stuff. I could see that because the bromine side of the zinc can have some negative things going on and shooting up in the environment, maybe getting into the rivers and stuff. That can actually have some negative effects. But iron is everywhere. It's already in rivers, it's already in the ocean, it's in almost all rock you can see. You can see a big mountain, there's probably iron there, right? Rust is actually a good thing because it detoxifies stuff. So they're showing they're better than pump hydro, compressed air, sodium, sulfur, of course, lithium ion metals. Seems legit. They got lots of blue chip customers like Duke Energy. Can someone name why Duke is so important? San Diego Gas and Electric. They're showing simple low cost production. They're doing it in the United States of America. Compared to lithium ion, of course, is way cheaper. These guys are legit, but here's the thing. They have $2 million booked for money this year, which that's just tiny. That's so small, dude. But guess what? They're saying by 2022, they're looking to get awarded another 66% and negotiating another 28%. But they're saying by 2023, they're negotiating 40%. What's going on? It's the same old thing, right? The 45-degree up, they need the money, they need the help, but they're looking macro too. We got Australia, the whole world, South America, Africa, UK, all of it. So like that too, we're not just focusing on one geographical location. Here's the 45-degree money angles we always talk about. We are getting about 0.5% on the money as far as the SPAC goes. Like we're getting, what is it, like 15% or something like that, where EOS was about 24% or something of it. Does that really matter? Not really. I mean, it does, but as far as price action, why we're here to make money, I don't know. Some of the on paper stuff kind of showed them pretty darn close for their like future evaluations. EOS has had a little bit more in the books for this year, but you know, it's about the same when you're talking percents, especially when we're talking 2-3 years out. But here they're doing like the standard evaluation thing where basically they're just showing they're undervalued compared to everybody, like even STEM, QuantumScape, of course, EOS, Plug Power, Ballard, Array, Shoals, all that, right? It's 0.07 EV to revenue. STEM's at 4.67, so we could 4x and still not even be as high as them. You know, I don't know. I think we need to pay attention to it. Okay. Segue on into crypto through a SPAC. Remember, that's why we started talking about this stuff too. Remember this one though, Circle. We've been talking about Circle. What is it? It's a way, kind of a middleman to buy crypto. I think they do loans and buying crypto stuff, right? Tons of money, hundreds of millions of dollars. After a $440 million fundraise, Circle is said to be considering a SPAC deal. This is numero dos time we have heard about this. Okay? This first one we were speculating was Fuse. I was thinking it was going to probably be Fuse, maybe. But this article just came out, which means we're probably going to get hit maybe next week, sometime soon. The firm, which is behind the fast-growing USDC stablecoin, is going to go public, SPAC, blah, blah, blah. Sources said, anyways, you hear Circle come out and buy it, right? I'm going to speculate and say GSAH, Goldman Sachs SPAC. They've been doing tens of millions of dollars worth of research on crypto. Why? because they're finally opening up the books. A little late to the game, but they're finally taking a look and realizing how much money is actually involved in this thing. So do you think maybe they might push their SPAC to maybe find someone in that space? That'd be a great way for them to get exposure in it, I think, too. Right? GSAH? Could be. How about Avon, AVAN? Totally could work for this. How about any Chamath SPAC? Maybe. But I'm sure he's annoyed them, so maybe they just stopped answering his texts and all those awkward pictures he was sending them, so I'm sure they're probably not going to pick Chamath. But how about this? Fusion picked Money Lion, right? For Fuse, number 1. We have number 2, Fusion Acquisition, the second. If you don't remember, they've got guys and girls that are involved in the stock market, all right? Doing ways to trade, like brokerage stuff. And then the head dude is the guy who created SPY. Y'all heard of SPY? Remember that guy? Remember that video a long time ago? Watch that. If you see Circle go out in SPAC world, I hope at that point, I hope it's Monday and SPACs are still dead for the beginning, and then we can buy into Circle super cheap, and then SPACs rally. But whatever. I think it'd be cool. Pay attention to it. Move straight on into crypto here. Kind of. $1.3 trillion crypto price crash leaked. Goldman Sachs prediction that gives a high chance that Ethereum will eclipse Bitcoin. I told y'all. Stop focusing on Bitcoin. Focus on the stuff smaller than it. Ethereum, but we're dripping way further past Ethereum too, because we're gonna multiply even more. But again, Goldman Sachs, right? I'll stop talking about Ethereum. Crypto alone, the whole market, it's kind of doing the SPAC thing where it just took a big breather, dude. I'm just not seeing it. I have about 47 charts that I've been looking at. It still all backs up all my thesis I've been saying. We're kind of in the middle of the rally. We still got quite a ways to go. This is just that last dip before we get the big old fatty rip. Don't believe me? I even put in times. I think it's like every 2 years. We're seeing based all-time highs to all-time low. The cycles, the trends, they're all there. One thing I am watching though is on Bitcoin, because we're following that. It's like the gold, let's call it the front runner. We watch it so we know what the rest of the market is going to do, not because we're actually buying it, right? Anyways, we got, I think it's the 18-day moving average. It's using that as a top lately, like the past 3 weeks. It hasn't been able to break that with any sort of conviction. It's basically been writing it down right here. We need to break that. That's why I think my number is sitting around like 43,000. Like, I'm not confident we're totally bull in control till about 43. But guess who's buying the dip? Maybe. If y'all can't read those charts, how about rainbows? Y'all ever had a bag of Skittles before? So if you can see what this says here, stock to flow model. Whoa, what is all this? So the BTC price, Bitcoin price, is on the left-hand side going all the way up to 100,000. If you can follow the rainbow, after red comes orange, yellow, yep. And then what happens after that? Green, right? What happens after green? We get turquoise. You see this trend? And then after green though, what starts happening? Stuff starts going down. Why am I talking about rainbows again, man? Not talking about even that. Because we haven't even hit the green yet. You see where we're at? We're still only at the yeller part. See? It goes orange, red, orange, yeller, and then it ends up heading to green. We're just on that last ramp up. Look at this. Color coordinated everything. How about golden ratio multiplier? I'm not going to get into the exact math on this, but what it's showing me is it's kind of chilling. I mean, there's nothing to be scared of. We haven't hit this top line, this top dotted line. Every time it hits this top dotted line in the past, it goes back down and it zips below the orange line. Well, we haven't even come really close to the dotted line lately. ever since 2018. Remember, we're still not on the last rip up of the 2-year, 4-year cycle on crypto. Still not convinced? Here's a 200-week moving average heat map. More rainbows. More rainbows. So we got the purple, the blue, we got some green. This one is showing we need to get like to the red, to the hot orange before it's kind of scary top territory. Guess what? We haven't hit that in over 2 years. We've basically been blue, purple, getting some green, but nothing shows me even yellow, orange, or red. Come watch this. This is all on my website if you want to come look at this chart. Still not convinced? How about the Pule multiplier? How about the Pule multiplier? What does it say? Basically, when we get up to the orange, all right, it's called a VWAP orange, all right? This is like daily coin issuance. This is even getting to issuance, not even buying or volume. This is like an issuance thing, daily coins. Guess what happens when it gets into the orange creamsicle line? It goes way down to the salsa verde line at the bottom. But guess what? Just like all the other ones, we have not hit the creamsicle line yet. So this is just a fake out. We're headed to creamsicle. Once we get to creamsicle, then we sell, rebuy the salsa verde, the green. Still not convinced? I have more and more and more other ways to calculate it. They all basically say the same. If you can't read this graph, look, it goes above the orange, goes down, goes above orange, goes down. We didn't go above the orange yet. Just a fake out. So, get real technical here. How about CPI inflation? What is that? We'll get into it. Mr. Powell, Jerome Powell, Mr. Go Burr, and Mrs. Go Burring, Janet Yellen. So, they like to say stuff like, inflation is a conspiracy theory? Yeah, let's call it conspiracy theory. Inflation? We're not into inflation. Did you know that you can graph it? Oh my gosh. I'm not going to get it. I can do a whole video on this, but essentially we've got the biggest skyrocket in inflation. Let's break it down. Your dollar ain't worth what it was worth last year or the year before. It's devalued. $100 is not $100. Every free dollar, that $1,200 you got or whatever, some of y'all, I guarantee it was not worth the devaluation of all currency for, let's call it macro. The whole world devalued. The whole world's printed. It's not just the United States. It was not worth it. Okay? That $1,200 measly dollars was not worth devaluing stuff. Price of things go up, inflation, the value of the dollar goes down, no good. You can read more on my website right there. SPY, I know y'all want to know like big futures and all that, kind of same thing, dude. Growth has been beaten down, but again, I think we're still having that big switcheroo where the big question now is, what is a value stock? Where are the value people going to even put their money other than ridiculous stuff like SPY? Right? Well, let's just invest in the top 500 companies or something. I don't think it's really safe anymore. And this last year has definitely proved that. And we're still just at the tip of the damage that is done to even the top 500. Right? There's some another graph that came out. A guy named Anaplan, I believe, on Twitter. Real smart dude. But it basically showed all these new SPACs that are coming to the Russell 2000. In my eyes, it's basically going to force futures to adapt de-SPACs. Because SPACs are the headliners for new, cool, tech, growth type of stuff. That's why they're exciting, man. And you're protected with money. It's just nuts. It's my favorite investment for a reason. But again, just another macro thing. I think growth, because it's kind of been beat down a little bit, is next. SPACs, sure. Crypto, yeah, they've got their next leg up. SPY, though, Technically, it looks like it needs to still come down. It needs to breathe a little bit still. That's just what the charts tell me. It could kind of continue on the weird path it's at, but it's going to be breaking a lot of trend lines. So I don't know. Basically, I'm not buying anything other than SPACs and crypto for the most part. It's too easy to make money. It's just too easy. If you can't figure it out, join the group. I don't know, man. Let's go on some happy news. These guys are absolutely incredible marketers. The Happy Crypto. Remember, it's a crypto coin that actually takes money and hands it over, cash money-ish, to foundations that need it, right? People that are sick or whatever, or kids or whatever, people with problems. Get this. So we knew they had a cool video coming out, right? So massive video dropping with Jesse Wellens. We broke that news like a month ago on June 25th, though. And here's the thing. It's coming out on his YouTube channel. Look him up. I think he's got a bunch of YouTube channels, but his main one, you know, he's like millions of subscribers. He's one of the cool kids, like Casey Neistat. He's friends with him too. Lots of influencers will be at this event. So it's not even going to be just Jesse that's in this. There's also guest appearances. Could be Casey Neistat, like we were saying. Because remember, dude went down to San Diego or LA? Yeah. It'll be our biggest donation for that week, is what he was saying. And it's projected to do millions of views for sure. It's a pain in the butt, kind of, to buy Happy, right? Happy token's kind of a butt to buy. They have something, though, coming out called Happy Swap in the next probably 4 days now. This will make it foolproof for newbies to buy Happy. Here's a prototype for you to play around with. They even have that coming out. So it's getting way easier. Actually, I got some Hope and Happy shirts I made. And I'm going to start just spreading them, telling people about it. I'm going to start putting stickers on people's car. Do you think they'll still get mad even though it says Happy? We'll find out. Don't worry, I won't put it on the paint. This same week, June 21st to the 25th, and leading up to the video, is when we go all out on our marketing. We have big news coverage planned, billboards in Los Angeles and New York. Did I mention that this thing's only got like a $20 million market cap? And they're doing all this already and gonna get this exposure? Huge community giveaways, influencer cameos, daily community raids, and much more. Bitmart will be coming mid-June, leading right up to this event, so you can buy on Bitmart too in the United States. The website has been updated, include our new most bullish roadmap revisions. There's so much they're doing. This is just a tiny bit of it, though. Hope, I wanted to bring up another thing they're doing. So the Hope token, now we're moving over to Crypto Hope. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I got 2 videos on both of those. Check them out. So they do things a little bit different, where they'll do like a drop instead of like every week. They're going to donate once a month, but they do it big, right? This last one, and by the way, this thing has got like a $2 million market cap. Seriously, $2 million market cap. These guys are pretty cool, all right? Something to watch videos, but regardless, they're letting people vote, which I think is really smart. So they're basically saying they're going to give something away to 3 different places. The number 1 place will get 65,000, number 2, 35,000, number 3, 25,000. And how they're doing it is like right here. You can go to their website and you can vote which one gets the most amount of money. So like one of the charities is for epilepsy. The next one is for like babies that come out sick and stuff, and like parents don't have money to help them. It's terrible, but it's good that we're helping them, dude. And then heart surgery, I think for kids or something too. So you can go on their website right now and vote for that. But again, the other picture is this is one of those ones where everybody wins. Remember that Hope is also doing that genius thing where they are taking 20 or 25% of the amount they give them and basically putting it in a savings account. How do they do that? They take that money. So say it's $100,000. They'll take 20,000 of that dollars. What do? They put it in a trust account and buy the token. So every time they donate, they also take that money and put it back into the token. So the price is going to go up, right? Because you're going to get those big buys in there. Not only that, they hold it and they drip it out a little bit, but it's over like 2 years. But that foundation will continue to pull money out every month or 3 months or whatever it is. Everyone literally wins. The investors win because they're making money and they're helping people. The people getting the money win because now they're dealing with the crypto stuff. They can take better, easier donations with it. And then they make money over 2 years, dude. It's not even just the one donation. It's, by the way, we're going to trickle drop you candies for a long time. It's absolutely nuts, dude. I absolutely love what they're doing there. One other thing to note is on this last one. So, okay, so it's probably 20% because they're doing 120,000 out. And so $25,000 US will be re-injected into Hope for the next 3 foundations. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Did you notice I don't have any ads on any of my videos? And I try to not beat around the bush too much. I know your time is very precious. The only thing I ask is just to like this video, comment down below. It just helps with the algorithm to get more reach on these. And then just help me send this video, maybe on your social media. Any of that, all of that helps. We'll see you out there tomorrow.
Oh, check out this new coin I made. If you want to buy one just like this, just head to the website and click Buy Silver. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.